Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today marks an important day in Xandian history. We will soon commence the official political debate between Morville and Exoplays. It's time to decide who will win. Your opinion matters, so stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 2021 debates between Exoplays and Morville with our moderator, Henry. You may take the stage.
So, alright, I'm going to get right into the first question, you two. I'm going to ask first, Exoplays, what will be your first order of business should you win this position?
So my first order, 100%, is just win, because fuck Morville. That's why. That's it. I just want to win, nothing more to it. Yep,
Okay, and what is your rebuttal, Morville?
Well, my girlfriend, my plan is simple. I'm going to bring order and peace to this server in a way where we don't enforce laws in a too much of a harsh way. And also beat Exoplays, because fuck Exoplays.
Okay, moving on to the second question. Now, should you win, what approach will you take to improve the livelihood of the Xandian people, Morville?
Well, to begin with, I think what we have to do is spread out as much love as we can. So I think we're going to make sure that everybody has somewhat of the same amount of land, the same amount of property, and in a way that people can expand from it. So everybody is at peace, everybody is happy with what they have, and we won't need to have any cheaters.
Okay, Exoplays.
the way I look at it is that whoever is the richest gets the most. The better you are, the more you have. Yeah. So like, you can't just be a person who is like sits down, does nothing, and then owns like a quarter of the land. That's basically it. That's
Seems
what I
pretty
see.
fair.
Alright, thank you for your rebuttal. Moving on to the third question. How will your Xandia interact with foreign factions? Exoplays.
If they come forward with hostility, we end them. If they want to come in peace, peace. That's it. Simple as that.
Okay. And what is your rebuttal, Morville?
I think we should start with a peace treaty, somewhat of a way to make sure that everybody is at peace. War is not something we want to get to, and that's something that the people don't want either. So, of course, if there is a necessity for war, they will receive war, but I think we should all be at peace to begin with, and so a treaty will be signed.
And a follow-up question, there are 7 different factions, not including Xandia. So, are you saying that you want a peace treaty with all 7?
I think that we should try to establish some sort of peace treaty with all 7, and if we cannot get all 7 to sign, we will have some sort of acknowledgement of, hey, we won't go to war straight away, like some sort of like, you know what I mean, like somewhat.
Okay. Talking bigger picture, Exoplays, what do you think you're going to achieve in your entire term as president?
The first thing I plan to achieve is money. I want everyone to be the richest. Like, I want our country to be top 100%, and
So-
represent the world of well.
Okay, so
I'm not
you
talking
want
about
to be the richest.
No, not individually. I'm talking about country-wise. I want our country to prosper.
Like Xandia, okay, Xandia as a whole, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I want to
Morville.
triumph everything else, basically.
okay. Yes, that makes sense. Alright, Morville, what is your rebuttal?
Well, for me, I want that everybody is satisfied with what they have, meaning that I'll make sure that everybody's happy with the amount of money they're receiving in a way that they won't feel too poor, but not too overpowered. I want this country to be a very well-established country economically, financially, so to the point where everybody that comes to live here is happy and is satisfied with their livelihood.
All right. So, moving on to our fifth question. How will you handle the Xandian national security, Morvo?
Well, security is a big issue in our country, in our land, and I think we should try to make sure that it doesn't get too, how to put this, they don't get too much power in a way where it's meant to protect the people and that everything goes well, and to make sure that order is, brought to the land the right and correct way.
All right. What do you have to say about that, XO, please?
If I become leader, I would make an army which keeps keeps us security high, make sure nothing goes wrong, and not 100% keep them from being corrupt. Yeah.
All right. Moving on to our sixth question. Are there any large-scale endeavors you have planned, XOPlays?
I plan to build a huge statue of me, because I'm leader. That's it. That's all I want to do. Right in the middle. Yep.
All right, Morville.
May I get the question back once more?
Yes, of course. What large-scale endeavors do you have planned?
I think housing's a big issue. I think my main issue here is that to create more housing for people, and more housing for more players, housing for more players that already have housing to purchase, and I just want everybody to make sure that they have a place to stay.
Yeah, I do notice that when they kind of just, go to the hotel.
I want to add one more statement to this question. I want to build a huge sky basically, like a huge town in the sky. So technically, thinking about the sky is like you have a lot of space in the sky. That makes sense. So like land would be an issue. That everyone can have a peaceful sky. That makes sense.
That's going to be one hell of a construction project. All right. Moving on to our seventh question. How will you, as the new leader of Xandia, deal with Arya, the old leader? Moving on to XOPlays.
Just get him. We'll take him and stab him. That's it. We'll just kill him over and over again.
Until what? He respawns.
Kill him again. Then put him around the obsidian. Then bed trap him. That's
okay.
Yeah.
Morville, what is your... Okay. Morville, what is your plan?
Well, Arya was a leader that had his issues. I don't want to go to murder immediately. I think restraint of power is a first thing to make sure that he is like any other normal citizen, that he has no power over being a citizen. And if there are things that give him more power or corruption against this wonderful land, then we shall deal with him in a way where murder is the last resort. Murder is not something that we want to go to.
We gave him a lot of options, though. He tried so many times, never worked. He always resulted in war and murder. So I think a quick assassination would be the fast thing to do.
Now, I'm a person that believes in second chances. So if it does not work, we give him one chance and one chance only. Imprisonment. If that doesn't work, then we will have to go to the last resort. And that is killing. But we hope not to get there.
Okay. Now, moving on to this question for Morville. Should you win the election, how will you raise funds for your new Xandian nation?
Taxes. But listen, I know a lot of people, when they hear the word taxes, are automatically turned off and they're terrified by it.
I am terrified.
I do warn you that it will not be that high, and we will also create more jobs for the economy, for it to rise, and we will create more sustainability for everybody. So while people will have to start paying taxes more, it won't be as much for them to notice or to bother them or to ruin their financial situation. Of course, the rich pay slightly more than the average citizen, but that just comes with taxes.
Okay, and you're only going to tax Xandian people living in Xandia, right?
No. People who live outside of Xandia will receive taxes, but slightly less because of their regional where they live, depending on where they live outside.
Okay. And Exo Place?
I don't really believe in taxes. I don't think it should be done. I think we should open a huge tourist spot, and then all the money that is made should be used for financial decisions. And I think we should open a huge business, or I should sell basically the natural resources of Zambia to other people, and then use that like for other stuff.
Okay. Sounds good. Moving on to our next question. What are your plans to promote and populate the server? Exoplace.
Okay. So basically, I would advertise my LAN to other players and just ask them to join.
Okay. I think the question was more asking how would you advertise Xandia? Like, what would you say about Xandia to convince? Like, how would you convince people
if I become
to be
leader,
a part of Xandia?
if I become leader, they would notice the expanding market and expanding of Zambia. And after realizing that, I will also advertise like huge billboards or like, in other words, just like they'll notice the expansion of Zambia, and then they would decide. I would open borders to anyone who wants to enter can enter, except Arya, of course.
Okay. All right. Moving on to Morville. What is your rebuttal?
I believe that the internet is the greatest thing to be created after garlic bread. And as such, I believe that Twitter and other social medias are a good way to advertise the server and bring new faces into this land and into our country and to expand the population. Of course, starting off, we can't just trust every single individual. So we'll start them off not too much so we know how they are as an individual. But the internet is our number one source for new players. Twitter, Instagram, promotion, instant new players, instant new habitants.
All right. Sounds good. And moving on to our final question. Are there any finishing statements that you would like to say, Morville?
Yes. I would like to just say that I find it quite confusing to me. While my campaign is, as you might know, to vote for me, my opponent's campaign is literally just me. It's literally just me. That's your whole, like, you're using me as a gimmick. And, I mean,
Exactly.
don't you have anything? Don't you have anything for yourself?
No, fuck Morville. It's that simple. Just fuck you. And there's no more to it.
Is
there a problem with that?
Honestly, yeah. Because you are violating my copyright. Sir, my name is under the copyright restrictions. The usage of my name, the usage that is still. Listen, if somebody makes a Pokemon game but puts an M instead of N at the end, but the game's the exact same thing, it still counts. You are taking the character.
There's a difference between giving us, like, I'm giving an opinion on your open brand. I'm not making a brand here. I'm just saying.
That is not an opinion. That is not under the.
All right, order on the stand, please. Thanks.
So anyway, moving on from that statement, yes, I believe that you all should make your rightful vote, and I will not persuade you to vote, but I will tell you that if you are actually looking for a serious leader and somebody that actually will care and isn't just a funny gimmick who will probably rise to power as some sort of dictatorship, The answer is clear. That's all.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
I'd like to
it's-
interject with my own personal questions on this matter. So,
I want to add
question.
a word to the closing statements.
Need to say he didn't get a rebuttal.
I would say,
All right. Go ahead.
listen,
Go ahead. Rebuttal.
from my say, my statement here is just fuck you. And I think that it's well enough of an own idea that you can't copyright it. And I think I'm not just doing this as a joke. I actually want to be a leader, but like I think the best way to become a leader is to beat the other leader, and this is one of my ways of doing it. That's the,
I fought in your general direction.
as you can see, the leader is very hostile. I don't think anyone wants that.
All right.
All
Well,
right, everyone stand,
I
please.
think I've heard
Please.
enough. Let me begin my questions. All right. So I'd like to know, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to first start with Exoplays. I'd like to ask you a general question. You said you're gonna raise an army.
Yeah.
How do you intend to raise this army, and how can you trust that they won't backstab you? Considering that I'm a personal member of Xandia, and I would like the
Okay.
best for this country.
Listen, I will personally train them and show them my own might, and show them that I am better than them. I'm just older than them. Because it's like that.
All right.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay.
And if they don't, I'll just personally murder them. That's simple.
That sounds interesting. All right. I'd like to also ask for both of you guys. Morville, you are on 4 canon lives, and Exoplays, you are on 5 canon lives. You are full. You haven't died once. Morville, how will these canon lives, this one missing canon life, affect your stats?
Not at all, whatsoever.
Not at
None whatsoever. I could have one, and I would not change a single thing. See, Mr. Zozo, silence you. I have supplied myself with enough totems of undying and enough security to make sure that I will not be losing any more lives. And if so, that time comes, I will only lose one, and that'll be probably by an accident, by skydiving. This will not, in any way at all, affect me as a leader in any way, shape, or form. At all.
Listen,
That
his
sounds very
death
fair.
proves his uncertainty. It proves how unsecure he is. It proves how he could die easily. With he can't even defend himself. He needs security. He needs someone behind him. That just proves he's a good leader.
Order. No
Just
weapons.
a bucket of milk.
Well,
You can spec-
Morville, another question for you. How exactly are you gonna maintain the housing and architecture program, considering the fact that you haven't been online and you haven't really caught yourself up on the history of the nation? Since we have a lot of tension between Arya and you, personally speaking, I'm trying to be as indecisive as possible, but I'd like to just say Arya has been nothing but a pain for this country. He has had a firm grip on it and ruled it with an iron fist and forced us underground. He never let us do anything. He closed his borders. He made us suffer.
That's why
So I would like
murder's
to
best
know.
option. Murder's best option. I'm just saying from now. Murder's best option.
As somebody who hasn't been online 24/7, I am making sure that if I am voted in, that I will make sure to be informed with every single piece of information necessary for me to catch up as soon as possible, to do my very best to make sure that I understand this situation to the fullest, even 101%. This will not affect me that much. My informatives will inform me about everything, and I will make a quick, swift decision to make sure everything goes smoothly as possible.
That sounds good.
Which informatives? Who's behind you? Who's helping you?
Oh, who's behind me? Oh, this is just Joe. Say hi, Joe.
Who's Joe?
Who's Joe?
That would be Joe Mother, Exo.
Got him.
Your
All right.
mother's my informative. That's
Well,
right.
I'd like to ask one last question, and this is more of something to really test your loyalty to Xandia. As you can notice that behind us is modern or New Xandia, if we go outside. So follow me outside, please. So, Arya, one of our members, previous members, the Tyrant King, started something that may be useful to Xandia. He started a space program, utilizing everything he can to learn more about the skies above. So, how will you guys continue this?
This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is what I was talking about before, I want to build a humongous base in the sky.
And I believe you
Huge
did
land,
this conversation.
a huge island in the sky, and build upon it with new structures and buildings, and everyone gets a piece, and the more expand, the more people get. That's basically it. I'll be selling it.
Alright, so I just noticed that Morville was kissing the statue, which is very,
I was surrounding it to see its construction.
Right, okay. Well, we also have a train station. Will you guys be continuing that? With the Hyperloop technology?
Yes, once.
Go ahead.
Yes, once the main issue is taken care of, I think a continuation of this of the train station is a necessity for transportation of the people who need transport.
Honestly, I don't think the train station is enough. Like, it's not fast enough for us. I think I will build an entire different transport system through the air, through Lytras, which is way faster and it goes for other distances.
But here's the thing: not many people can afford Elytras.
That's
What about those civilians who can't afford that? Huh?
They can't afford.
You always think of the rich versus
the reason why I don't want to build on land is the land can be given to the less fortunate.
Alright, I think I've heard enough. Let's head back for our final statements. And then we'll see with the votes and how people will react to everyone. Alright, so everyone follow me up. Morville, stand on that side. Exo, please stand on the other. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, give your final statements. Starting with Morville.
Well, people of Xandia, I have come to you as not only a savior, but as a person who will listen to you. I myself am not of the high, rich class. I was once like you, and I'm a lot like you. I have many friends. Do you maybe want to, silence yourself during my statement, or do you want to go ahead?
No, you're wearing a suit. He's wearing a suit. He's calling himself poor. I've
never said I was poor.
He said you. No.
This proves your lack of understanding. You can't even listen to me properly.
All right. Order. Please continue.
Anyway, I was once like you, and I understand the pain. I understand the hassle, and as such, I will make sure that the lives of every single common man, woman, they, them, it is the most gorgeous life that they will ever have here. Something that they can just grow up from. I want children to grow up happy, no matter their financial state. And from what once was a normal civilian to climb the ladder and look at that, maybe become somebody else. I want to give opportunities and chances to people here, and I want to make sure that me as a leader is not something that will affect anything in any bad way. I won't be too overpowered, forward too much power. I will not be consumeristic, and I will not create a giant statue of myself because of my giant ego. I'm here to serve the people and the people only, and to make sure that this great land is as great as it is, to make Xandia anti-racist, anti-homophobic, anti-transphobic, and pro everybody having the best life that they can.
That's fantastic to hear. Exo, please, no more debates. Please give your final.
It's not a debate.
Give your final message.
Basically, all I want to do is get Xandia to perform better from before, and I'll do it at any costs. And financially, I want to expand. That's it.
All right.
Nothing more.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today. The votes will be open soon. The ballots will be opened. You may vote. You don't have to be in the server. You can be in the server. You cannot be. Up to you. But the most important thing is to vote. Vote Morville or vote fuck Morville. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and have a good night.